Welcome back to Game Club Pod, where Joey and I are here for a good time, and Tim's just looking down like a disappointed parent.
I was updating my
so-
description on Riverside.
I'm so dizzy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys throw your neck out like I did.
Throw my back out. Throw it back for the Game Club
He's
pod.
throwing it
Yeah.
out there.
Holy shit.
I just nearly went and played the music again. Gentlemen, welcome back. Hello, how are we?
Oi, oi.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you, Alex?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right. Let's do this for a full hour. I'm all right. How are you?
Tim, how are you?
Good, how are you?
What's up? What's
What's up?
Tim, energy.
This is not what the audience are here for.
God, Tim's clearly so excited to go on his honeymoon. Look
I
at
So
that radiating
excited.
energy.
Speaking of radiating energy, have we said anywhere on this pod that as a part of his honeymoon, Tim is visiting Hiroshima?
No, we're not doing that anymore.
What?
We're not doing it anymore.
The
Oh.
disappointment in your voice. Just, I can't go to Hiroshima.
It's a
I won't
historically
go to
significant.
Hiroshima.
Feel good about that one? All right.
I don't feel good about it at all.
All right, good.
Oh, what a way.
We're here to talk about
What a
two
way.
video games this week, everyone.
Tim, why are you in such a dour mood?
I'm not in a dour mood. I'm just
You
trying to keep it
are.
on
What?
topic.
No, you're
What a
not.
way
You
to
just
start the episode.
episode.
Oh,
You just
we've started the
summed up
episode
me
by
for the last
Uwu
5
in a
years of this
national
podcast.
tragedy.
Actually, guys, day of recording, this podcast is 5 years old.
Get your t-shirt
Wow.
off your face, you loser. Thank you.
We released this podcast. Sorry, Alex, you've
Tim and
step
Joey
back.
released it.
We released our episode on Dead Cells 5 years ago today.
Wow.
We're here to
Wow.
talk about Detno.
I mean, we should do that at some point because we were weirdly generous on that one.
We were. We
Even
didn't
the
know what
other
we were
one
doing.
was
Still
weirdly
don't.
generous.
Weirdly generous, and one person didn't have a microphone the right way around. But
Look.
anyway.
Look, there you go. Mine's over there now. How do you feel about that,
Now it's
Alex?
upside down. You're going to have to edit that out.
Still works the same way if it's upside down.
It still worked when it was back to front.
It's much quieter.
What, is it much quieter now?
Yeah. It sounds like you're in the
that's because
bottom.
it's all the way over there.
It sounds like you're down the bottom of a well.
Good.
Did Joey get back up the well?
Uppies, Tim, uppies.
All right, come here. Let me give you a piece.
Oh, uppies.
There he is. He has up.
We're here, right?
I'm in a
We're
funny
here
mood today, Tim.
Yeah, I can tell.
As Tim alluded to, we're here for a double feature, and we're going to do a double feature of playing with balls. But first, we're going to
Best
talk.
double since a double penetration.
Okay. All right.
Oh dear, right. As all, I'm not going to say we always ask a question to get the grey matter moving. Joey, the grey matter, not the white matter. So, gentlemen, Friday just gone. Cloudflare had a little bit of an upsie, and it seemed to go down for a bit.
What do you mean Friday just gone? They do it every goddamn week.
Well, it was one that affected Discord while I was trying to play D&D, so I was particularly unhappy about it.
I see.
But I had a little look up about Cloudflare, and I got reminded of their San Francisco office, which uses lava lamps for random number generation.
What question are we doing here?
So they have this big old wall full of lava lamps, and when they need to do a random number generation, specifically for, I think it's for key encryption, they take a picture of the lava lamps and randomly generate numbers based on the funny shapes of the clouds, of the bubbles in the lava lamps. You boys need to design a method of random number generation that is reliable, sustainable, and can't be reverse engineered. Go.
Hamsters.
Yeah.
Hamsters.
What about them?
Okay, here's my idea. Hamsters,
Mm.
numbers,
Yeah.
reliable.
Solid. I like
Done.
it. I'm going to say that you take a slice out of a steak, and you know when a steak's got good marbling on it, and it's got like the
You vomit everywhere.
yeah, you throw up everywhere, and like whatever it fills out on the grid is your
Like tea leaves.
yeah, it's a bit like
That
tea
looks
leaves,
like a
but with
4.
sickened steak.
That's reminding me of a good one.
Is that sustainable, Tim?
I mean, if you continuously eat steak, I suppose, yeah.
If you every time, you got to remember the scale we're talking of encryption keyed number generation on Cloudflare levels. That's a lot of steak.
Yeah.
So here's an idea for you.
Hmm.
You've both seen Dexter, right?
Some of it.
You haven't seen Dexter. It's so good. He's a blood splatter analyst. And part of his job is to get a mannequin, like, where he has to recreate a murder scene and see if the blood splatter aligns. It's just what he does. But my idea is to put them in a chair, have a grid on the wall with loads of numbers, hit them with a mallet. The numbers that have the blood on, say la vie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Bollocks.
What would your method be?
Well, I had a little think about it, and I thought, similar to the lava lamp thing, if you just get a drone up in the sky overlooking a beach, take a picture of the waves at a certain point, and then just somehow do the same thing that Cloudflare do with their lava lamps.
I think hamsters is more reliable.
I also think the word somehow in your description is doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Well, I'm not a science engineer, man, am I?
Tim, what was your idea?
It was going to be to take the marbling of steak, put it onto a photo grid, and then whatever, depending on the ratio of like fat to meat, like it'll be like this square is active, this square is not, and it'll give you a key from that. Yeah.
And you need a side business where all you do is sell steak.
This is very much encroaching into bad UI battles territory. If you've ever seen that subreddit,
oh yes,
oh, it's phenomenal,
funny.
Alex, talk to us about balls.
Well, you should get them checked every so often, and just a little. No,
we're here to talk about.
We're here to talk about 2 games because we rapidly ran out of time to do Control, which has now been knocked down the docket. And I wanted to do a little episode on BallxPit, which we will now call BallxPit.
BallxPit.
But it's quite a small game to talk about, so I added another ball game in there. So, first off, gentlemen, let's talk about the thing we've all played today. A pinball game designed to make you mad.
Can I just say, I played this over like 3 days. So, not today.
Yeah, but you still only done 30 minutes.
Yeah, because I completed it.
So, it's exactly what it says on the tin. It is a pinball game that is designed to make you mad, developed by what I can assume was a solo dev called Azimuth Studios. It is a precision platformer in the same vein, and it's a rage game in a similar vein to things like Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, Egging On, a difficult game about climbing, Get to Work, that sort of stuff. And it also has a sort of adjacent narration style to what you get in Stanley Parable. That very sort of suave, sarcastic kind of voice. Not nearly as good as the Stanley Parable, though.
Not nearly as good, and I found this out of the fun way. You get an achievement for muting the narrator.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I did within about 5 minutes.
Of course.
So yeah, let's do some quick thoughts on it, starting with old boy Timmy.
At least Bennett Foddy had the goal to be original. This was, and I do not say this lightly, this is probably the worst thing I've played in the last year. I already hate this kind of game. I think they are really uninteresting, and it's just like it's a game that's troll you. And I get that that's the design intention, but that does not a fun game make. What it is just intentionally awkward platforming, overly snidey narration for the sake of overly snidey narration, so the funny YouTube man can scream at his camera and his baby man children audience can clap and giggle. And then on top of that, it's just got assets that are just thrown in for background. Again, I'm going to reference Bennett Foddy because it's quite clearly a Bennett Foddy knockoff, and I'm using knockoff here very deliberately. Bennett Foddy at least had the goal to be original, as I said, and they use their assets that are very intentionally designed to be part of the level geometry. This is just a ball with flippers, like a pinball game, going down a series of corridors with a series of random objects just floating in space. It's not interesting. It's not good. It's not unique. It's from an audio level, it's infuriating to listen to. I'll admit the jazz piano score is I was going to say nice, but I'm just going to go with okay. The narrator instantly mute, and when I realized he was still going in the form of subtitles, I turned those off very quickly. The platforming level design piss poor, and I get that that's intentional because it's a rage game, but again, it doesn't make it fun. There is nothing redeeming about this game to me. Absolutely zero. And I'm going to tell you up front, for my story score, 0. For my
we're not going to do scores on this one. It's only a little
well, even if we did,
buffer.
Gameplay 1, because it has inputs. I will give the game that. And art direction with audio and video, 1.
Now,
I hated this.
I want to argue the asset thing a little bit because, yes, it is very much that it feels like the dev took all of the assets that they've ever used for practice in art and all of that and just chucked it into a game. I think it was by choice because if we've been to an arcade recently, Tim.
We have.
Those pinball machines are covered in flashing lights and pictures and just shit. It is a visual nightmare. It is visual soup.
But those
And
pinball machines are at least themed around something. We were on a Jaws-themed pinball machine, for example, for a little while. So it had like boats and sharks and harpoons. This was a tiger, a goose, an apricot, the sun. Just whatever things the guy just had kicking around in his presumably asset flip library.
there were also some references to other games in there.
Well, heaven forbid that he makes something that like at least reflects
There was
that inspiration.
Bing bong, Tim. Bing bong. Joey, how did you feel?
I didn't feel nearly as strongly as Tim. I have to say that think I have a bit of a soft spot for Foddian games. This isn't. Well,
That's a genre.
It's a genre called Foddian because it's a rip-off of Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It, or that kind of intentional rage game. But when you suggested that we played a game called A Pinball Game That Makes You Mad, I kind of knew what I was getting in for, so it didn't really make me mad. I thought it was... Tim, did you complete the game?
No.
Okay. Did you complete it, Alex?
No, I got about halfway through, I think.
Okay, I completed it. It took me 32 minutes and 9 seconds, I think. I did send Alex a screenshot, 32 minutes and 37 seconds. I sent Alex a screenshot of my final screen with the words, I hate you. Hi, Alex, I hate you. But actually, on reflection, it wasn't that bad. I played Getting Over It for a bit. I never completed that. I played a game called Pogo with Your Friends, which is a Foddian style game, which is actually quite fun. I kind of want to play that. What's it called? Baby Steps? Is Baby Steps the new Bennett Foddy game? I kind of want to play that. That looks quite fun.
Is that the one where you end up in hell at one point?
No,
No,
it's
that's
the one
Chained
where
Together.
all you need to
No,
do
no,
is
I'm
he just wants to go for a pee, but he can't pee in front of people. So you end up
Oh.
trying to climb a mountain.
Of course.
It's
Natural
it's a
conclusion,
strange
yeah.
one.
That's the natural solution.
I think the thing about a pinball game that makes you mad is the upside of it is it wasn't that difficult. I completed it. And if you didn't complete a section within 10 minutes, they'd just go, do you want to just skip to the next checkpoint? And I was like, okay, fair enough. I'll do that for the first one.
This.
And I just, The thing I have going against it is there isn't a lot of skill involved in this. I feel like Fodian games work best if you are incredibly precise with your timings. But as soon as I realized that if you press S, it slows down time, it made it like immensely easy. And I have to admit, I skipped the last section of the first checkpoint. But after that, the second one took me 10 minutes. The third one took me 5. The last one, I did it and failed it once. And it doesn't, it kind of annoys me because it was a bit too easy. The only input that you need is spacebar. The animation is not really present. It's a still image that rotates of someone in a ball. I think Tim's points about the assets maybe isn't particularly fair. I did think that they were there to distract. I found if you could zone them out and just concentrate on your ball, once again, it was very easy. I don't think it's a great game, but I don't think it deserves like a 0 1-on-1. Personally, but yeah, that's how I felt. But I thought it was fine. The guy was really annoying, but he's meant to be annoying, so I kept him on. And it's also seemed like a bad impression of Bennett Foddy himself. So yeah, it was fine. It was what it was. I mean, I hope you didn't pay full price for it, Alex, because it's certainly not worth the $10 or £8.50 that's on the store.
I don't remember what I paid for it, to be honest with you.
Too much money, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Alex, what did you think?
I discovered this game. I found out about this game by watching the Game Grumps playing it, and I feel that is exactly what this game is. It is a YouTube, TikToker, Twitch streamer game that they'll do for a stream. They'll get some cheap laughs out of it, and then onto the shelf it goes forever. I don't think there's really anything I can say that you guys haven't already said. It's, it's a pinball game floating in space.
I went through the achievements on this.
And got them all.
No, I didn't. I got a few of them. There is a achievement here for reaching the summit 50 times. And I feel like on a game like this, it's a very bold thought that anyone would want to do it 50 times. The end of the game, you fire your pinball out into space, and that's it.
On the achievements, you can click on and see what percentage of players
0.1.
Wow, so there are some people.
Yeah.
Or some person.
None of the achievements have 0%. And there are only 25 reviews in the store. So I wouldn't say it's particularly well played game.
No, but it's exactly what it is. It's a pick it up one time for a stream or a video and then move on with your life.
Can I read that? This is quite a long review. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I feel like the first 2 sentences kind of sums up how I feel about it. It says, "It's okay. From the trailer, I expected it to be more frantic, rewarding patience and accuracy and leveraging the themes of pinball tables. As it is, it's a lot more placid, plodding in pace, and some of the flippers have barely any power." And I feel like that sums it up.
Yeah.
It's okay. Nothing to write home about. Unless you're Tim and you love it.
It's the kind of it feels like the kind of game that you put out there almost as a demo of this is what I'm going to do, but
yeah.
But we got
it feels like a mini game at best.
Yeah. It's a mini game that you'd find on a Yakuza game.
Yeah.
It feels like the kind of game that I would buy Tim as a joke.
Emphasis on as a joke developer.
Yeah.
But hey, we got 10 minutes of content out of it, so that'll do me. Let's move on to the main course.
Yum yum yum.
Yum yum
we are going to talk about BallxPit, which is Tim's
give
got
its
some
proper name proper, please.
Sorry, BallxPit, which I'm going to proceed to call BallxPit from now on because that's how you say it. I assume.
It's actually BallxPit. BallxPit.
Yeah, any
Ball
more in the
Pit.
tank or
Ball.
pit?
Ball Pit is an action roguelike arcade bullet hell made by Kenny Sun and Friends. The dev has had a few roguelites and puzzle games previously that were all self-published. However, Ball Pit got the attention of Devolver Digital, who then published it for them. The game draws heavy inspiration in gameplay from block breaker games, which I love. Block breaker games. Whenever I've had phone games on my phone back in the day, it was always some sort of block breaker game. Things like Arkanoid and the likes. It released in October 2025 and is available on Mac OS, Switch 1 and 2, PS5, Windows, Xbox S and X. It is also available now on iOS and Android, though I did download it on Android to have a little look, and it's a little bit cheeky because it says it's free, but it's only a free trial, and then you have to pay about £8 for it on the phone. At the time of recording, it is available on Game Pass. It is also Steam Deck verified and runs really well on the Steam Deck, and I think that is excellent because it is very much a traveling game. It's not a sit down and play it for 17 hours kind of thing. To very, very, very quickly touch on the story because there is not a lot of story. The game takes place in the ruins of Balbalon, after the city was destroyed by a meteor leaving a giant pit. Adventurers come to the ruins seeking riches in the former city, but must face hordes of monsters that lurk in the pit. Uh, we I'll go over gameplay in a bit, but I've talked enough. Tim, initial thoughts?
This one was good. It's if you like Vampire Survivors, you're probably gonna like this. It's like it's got that, just one more run kind of mentality. Joey gave me a bit of a confused look when I said that, and I know that it's not a top-down auto shooter thing. Although if you turn on auto shooting, it basically is a top-down auto shooter where you're playing Brick Break with a health bar and various upgrades. It's pretty fun. It's got a neat art direction. It's got a neat way to do the your like overworld progression where you like pay with using wood and stone and crops and money to unlock fields or forests or rock mines or buildings to unlock characters or buildings to upgrade your characters. But that in and of itself is also like a brick breaker game where you have to send people in to gather resources a la Brick Breaker. It's pretty fun. I played about 3 characters, but seems to be a whole slew of them. I played as the warrior, which is the first one you have available to you, the sheriff, who is my personal favorite, and the revenant, who, I'll be honest, I didn't really understand. But that's just because I only unlocked him about maybe 30 minutes before this recording.
I think the Revenant. So with the characters, they all have. They'll either have something unique about how they operate, or they will get a unique special ball to them. So, and I think the Revenant, or the Repentant, sorry,
Or pennant, sorry.
the Repentant is balls deal 5% more damage each time they bounce.
So this is what I mean by the whole Vampire Survivors thing. Just like in that game, you can pick an individual hero for this run who has a unique thing about that person. The core gameplay itself is the same. In Ball Pit's case, you're walking up a corridor, blasting be that skeletons in boxes or frost trolls on crates or whatever. It's always stuff in crates. But you'll get unique weapons per run. Sometimes you get lightning, sometimes you get things to burn stuff, sometimes you get things to poison stuff, sometimes you get a ghost orb that can travel right through enemies but isn't as strong, but it will hit things in a big old line. Sometimes you'll get horizontal and vertical lasers, but what this game does do over Vampire Survivors for me is the fusion mechanic, where you can pick up a rainbow-looking orb and then just combine 2 of your items together to give it a completely unique set of like numbers and effects. It's very cool with seemingly endless possibilities. Big thumbs up from me.
Joey.
I really, really wanted to like BallxPit, but I didn't.
Oh,
I found the gameplay. I don't know whether like I'm maybe rogueliked out. I
Yeah.
think I like a roguelike. I like I think I like a slower roguelike. This was frantic. I didn't think I really wanted frantic from a brick breaker. I think that the thing that really baffled me about Brick Breaker is going to sound so basic, it's unreal. I like a Brick Breaker. I think Brick Breaker games are really fun. But the paddle that you have moves horizontal. I wish your character had to stay at the bottom of the screen as the things move towards you. I didn't like that you moved forward and backwards. I felt like it added an extra dimension and franticness that it didn't really need. Maybe I'm really showing how much I prefer roguelites that are the pace that you want them to be, like Balatro. And a game by Devolver Digital as well called Inscription. I think Slay the Spire, those kind of roguelites, maybe I like card-based roguelites, but they allow you to pick up the game and adapt to the ever-changing situation at your own pace, whereas BallxPit kind of made me feel like I wasn't in control of my gameplay quite a lot of the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I also, Alex, today, so I played BallxPit over sort of a week. I've got about 4 hours in it. And the brick breaker game was not the ball breaker game. That's something I pay for separately. The brick breaker game was, it was the strongest point in the game. I think that goes without saying. I really hated the base building element of it. I understand the need for it, but I don't go to a game like BallxPit for a base building element. I think they could have done that better. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just think it's not a game for me. However, I don't have a Steam Deck like you guys do. And Alex, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it was a game to do on the move. I think I downloaded the Android version of it today, and I played half an hour of it. I didn't even really get to the base building bit, but it felt so much more natural to me on a phone screen than it did my PC. And I think maybe my enjoyment would have been much different if it was the mobile version that I played 4 hours of rather than the PC. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll continue to try it on the mobile and let you know, because I've only got like 20 minutes, half an hour in it. But I enjoyed that vastly more than the playthrough I did. How about you, Alex?
Like I said at the start, I love a brick breaker game, and I really enjoyed this. I can't remember why I picked it up, but I think it was on sale. It was in a Steam sale at some point. I was like, do you know what? I've had my eye on that. Why not? And then I think I might have played about 4 hours straight of it in one go, because it is very, very just one more run, just one more. I nearly missed my stop on a train once because I was playing it and not paying attention to my surroundings. So that tells you a bit about sort of how I enjoy it, I think. But yeah, no, I had a good time with that. We've mentioned the gameplay section in bits and pieces, but I'm just going to run over it very quickly to give a more cohesive idea of what it is. So there's two elements to this game. There is the block breaker and the city builder sections. The the block breaker is about 20 minutes a pop, I would say. You pick one of your adventurers, which you unlock more as you progress through the game, and you enter the stage. You have to destroy ever-advancing enemies by hitting them with balls, making it a brick breaker, not a
Yeah,
ball
ball
breaker.
breaker.
That's something I pay separately for.
Oh,
As you destroy enemies, they will drop gems, which will give you stat bonuses as you level up, like Vampire Survivors does. And you'll be able to add a new type of special ball each time you level up. Now, Your inventory of items that you can have, so the special balls and the buffs and stuff that you can have, you're limited to 8 of them, and each of them can level up to level 3. Um, uh, there's different type, as we've mentioned, some of them there's different types. So like there's fire ones that set the enemies on fires. There's ghost balls that go through enemies that do less damage, but they go through enemies, so you're hitting more of them. There's the laser beams, which Tim liked. There's there's parasites which do poisoning damage, things like that. Earthquakes and lightning strikes which do area damage. There's a lot of different ways you can play it on a run, which is, the essence of a roguelike. Every so often, you'll kill an enemy and it'll drop the magic rainbow ball that Tim mentioned. These have 3 different things they can do. So first off, there's fission, um, which will level up a random number of your balls. So between 2 and 5 level ups you'll usually get. You've got fuse, which lets you fuse 2 balls together, giving you the effect of both of them. So you could fuse fire and ghost ball, and it will go through all the enemies, but also catch them on fire at the same time. Or there is one that lets you evolve balls. Now, these are specific balls that combine to create a new type of balls. So, for example, one just that I'm trying to think of, there is a egg sac which creates smaller balls that explode out, and there is the virus which poisons. If you combine them 2 through the evolution, it will create a spider queen,
You can
which
make
is a different type of
Nosferatu as one
ball.
of them, which was quite fun.
There's a Nosferatu, there's a Spider King, there's a Vampire Lord. There's a lot of very fun stuff.
I personally enjoyed the Holy Light, which was combining the vertical and the horizontal lasers.
Yeah.
It creates a cross laser that changes direction depending on where you hit from.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool, and it's very easy. If you get enough laser stuff, it's very easy to turn the level into a disco.
Can I just say one thing we haven't spoken about, which I actually think was maybe my favorite part of the game? There's boss battles in this.
I was just
And the
about to get onto that.
bosses. Sorry, Alex. Maybe it's because
It's
we're
all right.
so bloody cohesive. The boss battles amped up the bullet hell kind of feeling, and they all had unique patterns. And maybe a brick breaker Souls like is what this could be, which I'm back on board with. They were good fun. The designs of the bosses were unique, and they made it feel like a challenge each time, whereas I feel like the lead up to it was not samey, because the art in this is really good. The pixel art style is really, really good, but you either have like a 1x1 enemy, a 2x1 enemy, or a 2x2 enemy, and then you have the bosses, and the bosses are just, the design's really cool. They attack in funny ways, and it takes a lot to take one down.
The little monsters in the we call it a horde mode. As you progress through, they do get harder and have different abilities. So some of them will shoot at you, some of them will throw poison at you, others will shoot fire at you. Some of them have shields where you can only when you get to the ice level, which I think is the 3rd stage, the ice enemies, some of them will have shields on them, so you have to bounce your ball at them a certain direction to hit them, and they are a pain in the arse if you don't have ghost. But yeah, so each run is split up into 3 sections. So you have Horde Rush, mini boss, Horde Rush, mini boss, Horde Rush, main boss. And as Joey mentioned, these bosses they're still, the arena widens and the mini bosses do still advance at you. The bosses advance towards you, albeit a lot slower than the rest of them, but they do advance towards you. But they have mental attack patterns, and as you mentioned, with it being a bit Souls-like, if you start to learn those patterns, you can easily deal with them.
Yeah.
After you kill the boss, or if you lose all your health, you return back to the top of the pit where we get onto the city builder section. So you use resources, as Tim mentioned, you've got gold, wheat, stone, and wood. You build different buildings. You have to bounce your adventurers off them to build the structures. Um, in this, and you can do things like gathering resources. So a lot of the structures will give certain benefits. So some of them will give passive bonuses to each stat. Some of them will increase how much those stats level up per level. Some of them give you access to new characters. And what I like is you don't have all of these available to you immediately, and it's not a case of get to level 6 and you can unlock this character. Instead, you have to find the blueprints in the dungeons, which you get from killing bosses. So it kind of forces isn't the word, but it encourages you to play it again and again. And yeah, that's basically the gameplay loop. As I say, one loop of the game will take you maybe 25 minutes. You're looking about 20, 22 minutes in the dungeon, and then a few minutes doing the city builder aspect of it.
Or if you're me, just ignoring the city builder aspect,
Or
and
if you're Joey, just ignore.
wondering why you're getting your ass kicked later on.
So in terms of it's something I've not written down but just remembered here. In terms of progression, there are a number of levels. So the first level is just a sort of crypt. The next one's a desert, and then there's an ice level, there's hell, and so on and so forth. To progress further and further down the pit, you have to find cogs. So to begin with, it's 2 cogs per level. The way you get those cogs is defeating the boss at the end of the level, which means you are having to progress from the crypt level onto the desert level. You have to beat that boss with 2 different characters, because each character can only collect a cog per level. So it kind of, again, encourages you to try different characters, maybe find someone that you like.
I think encourages is not the right word there. I think forces, which isn't a bad thing. I think in these kind of games, and I find it with a lot of roguelikes that I play, you kind of you get to the point where you find someone that you're really comfortable with, and that mechanic goes, well, you're not meant to be comfortable. This is frantic. This is big. This is like a challenge. It's supposed to be
Gory.
challenging. So yeah, forcing you out of your comfort zone to try with a different I was going to say operator. I've been playing too much Siege. A different main character is, I think, it's something that's beneficial to the game.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. Good input.
Well, I agree. I mean, it's like I'm going to draw the Vampire Survivors comparison again here, but like I find myself in that game really gravitating towards 2 or 3 hunters. Whereas this, it forces you to explore and try different things and get good.
Get
You
good
should
stuff.
get good.
Just to quickly touch on the artsy side of it, and then we'll go on to scores. The art style is a hand-drawn, grimdark fantasy pixel art style. It's the kind of thing that you might find in something like Darkest Dungeon or Don't Starve. It is very nicely done. The soundtrack for the game is by Amos Roddy, who also worked on the music for Citizen Sleeper, which is somewhere on the docket later in the year. He's also got credits on some wild stuff like Minecraft and Warner Brother products. So he's obviously a pretty decent, and it's a very sort of electronic ambient kind of unsettling kind of soundtrack. It's very Cult of the Lamb, I would
Well,
say.
Yeah.
Devolver Digital, isn't it? It's
Yeah. But it's a different composer.
yeah, but they're all Devolver Digital.
They're all Devolver Digital, so they've all got the same soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. But I think it feels like a Devolver Digital game, and that sounds like a funny thing for a publisher, but I feel like Devolver Digital are very good at. So I looked this up today when I was doing a bit of research into the game. They have 142 games under their publishing name, Devolver Digital, and only 8 of those 142 are not positive or above.
Devolver like to find the weird shit on the market or the weird shit that's
Yeah.
about to come out and just go with it. Like they are one of the most unique. How do I put this? They identify the unique things that are happening in development and like push for those sorts of projects. Like I'm a big fan of Ape Out, which I think Joey I've shown you, where
Yeah,
it's like
you've shown me. I've not really gone into it.
it's like a top-down game where you play as a gorilla that's smashing your way out of a library, but it's all done in like a scratchy art direction, and every single hit that you do is like to the sound of percussive jazz
Is that the one I played it when I was around yours that time, Tim?
on the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them.
Like that
They've
really reddy coloured.
yeah, but they're also
Yeah.
behind like Piku Niku, Heave Ho, a bunch of other stuff.
But
Oh,
I think
Observation.
that weird kind of gameplay, unique quality to it, makes this stand out, I think, as a Devolver Digital game.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. I think they're a really good publisher.
Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami.
Hotline
Yeah. I mean,
Miami.
you could go for ages for the good Devolver Digital games.
2009 series. No.
Yeah. But I think it stands out as that, and is very obvious that it is a Devolver Digital, or it feels
Devolver
like
Digital,
one.
they're one of those publishers where if you've been playing games for more than 6 months, you've probably played a Devolver Digital game at this point.
Yeah.
Oh,
But enough Devolver
any final
glazing.
thoughts?
Let's go into
Yeah.
scores.
Scores, yeah. Right, so we will start with story. Tim.
Or like it's a unique setting. I appreciate the pun of bauble on. But that got a little chuckle out of me. And yeah, it's very quick. It's not particularly in depth. It's just, hey, this is the setup. Have at it. I I can't, in good consciousness, give it anything more than a 4.
Joey?
I was going to give it a 5. It's it's very base level story. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think it's particularly inspiring. I think you can quite easily miss the story entirely.
It's not important to the game.
No.
How about you, Alex?
I was also going to say a 5. I think, as you said, there's not a great deal of story to it. Excuse me. There's not a great deal of story to it, but there's obviously been quite a bit that's gone into the sort of writing a story, if you can call it that, for each character. They do give a little bit of description on each character, who they are, why they're there, what's wrong with them is usually the case. But yeah, other than that, it's not really a major point to the game. So yeah, five sounds fair to me.
Good. Let's talk art direction, audio visual.
Well remembered, Tim.
Thank you.
He's good.
I'm personally going to go for a 7.
A
I
7.
I like the visuals. I don't remember much about the audio. I'll be honest.
It was frantic.
It just like I was playing this earlier today because I enjoyed the gameplay that much. I went back to it, and I don't remember anything about the soundtrack.
Fair
I
enough.
think that's fair. Yeah, Joey.
Yeah, I think 7's a fair score, and that's what I've given it. It's it looks good. The pixel art is good. I do remember the audio. I remember thinking, my God, I need to turn this down because it was very loud and it was like ding 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 ding. It's like someone ringing bells in your ears. It was a lot, but it was good. And although I've already said that the bosses are fun designs. I do think that the visual So, are pretty good. I think a 7 is where I'm at.
And for me, I'm gonna go against the grain a little bit here. For the audio visual, I'm giving it an 8.5. I really, really like the art style. I think it's well done. It's very clean. And I really like the soundtrack from it. It's that weird sort of discordant electronic atmospheric sound. I vibe with it. I
Nice.
vibe with it.
That's fair. I think
Good.
it's fair.
Last, we're going to talk gameplay, and we're going to start with Joey because he had some thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to score this from like me because I can recognize that it is a good game. I can recognize that there are people that this will be their fucking jam. I know people that absolutely adore this game and can play it for hours and hours and hours at a time. Well, I can't, but that doesn't mean that I can't see the redeeming quality in it. I have given it a 7. Um, Not a bad score. Let's just put that out there. 7's
No,
not a bad score.
7's a decent score.
It's not for me, but I think it was good. It was impressive, in what it presented and the way that it did it. It never felt too much. Well, no, it did feel like too much for me, but I think for the average player who wants to play this kind of game, it would be bang on the money. I was going to give it an 8, but I knocked down a point because I really hate the city building bollocks. So
That's
yeah.
fair.
What about you,
Tim?
Alex?
Oh, do you want me to go first, Alex, or do you want to go first?
Go. I'll go first then. Why not? As I say, I really like this kind of gameplay. I love a brick breaker. I think they've done an excellent job to take that gameplay loop, mix in roguelike elements, and design something really good. For me, the gameplay is, yeah, it's a 9 for me. It's not perfect, but I can't point my finger to anything I don't like about it. But it is, as Joey said, there are people who this is their vibe, and for me, it's my vibe.
Cool. I'm gonna give it a 7. It's pretty good. Um, do I wish there was more to it? Yes and no. Um, I again, I'm gonna draw Vampire Survivors comparisons here. I the thing I enjoy about Vampire Survivors is how easy it is to pick up and play. And while this is easy to pick up and play, Vampire Survivors is easier to pick up and play. Um, this is very good. It's obviously very, very good and very well designed and very well thought out. And it's good. It's good. I don't think it's changing the world, but it's good. It's good. I would go
Good,
yeah, I'm gonna go with 7.
good. Um, so with Joey's 6.3 recurring, Tim's 6, and my 7.5, we
Wait, how
have
can I have
landed.
scored it? Oh, I did give a point more than Tim. Sorry, please
You
ignore
did.
me.
We have landed on 6.611, which personally I feel is a bit low, but that's the system we have.
That's
And
averages,
it works.
baby.
I think, but don't you forget that our system calls for story to be quite a big thing, and that it's not in this game.
Yeah. Like,
Maybe we need to start doing weighted No.
No.
We'll get a whole formula together.
I do think we could probably do with revising our scoring system at some point because gameplay story being a third of it seems a little imbalanced, shall we say?
Do you
If we look
remember
at
when we last revised it though?
no,
5 months ago.
let's revise it again.
We've played 5 games since then, Tim.
But like, if we look at like when we looked at Baba as You, we even said in the episode the gameplay score is very unfair on that.
Mm.
I don't know that there's a right answer right this second, and it could potentially involve us going back and revising our scores. But I I think that the gameplay or the story being this high up is a little unbalanced.
I smell a bonus episode.
Well, yeah, me too. Me too.
Scoring system. Wow, how fun. It's just us three staring at a spreadsheet going, how can we make this work?
Hey, the audience will probably want that.
But
Lap that up,
to
baby.
be fair, the game is $12.99 at full price. You can probably get it cheaper elsewhere. You could see. I think it's been on the last few Steam sales as well. It's also on Game Pass if you have that, and there is a free trial, or you can play it for free for a little bit on Android and Apple. So you might as well.
It's £7 on CD keys all loaded.
There you go.
There you go.
Any final things, or shall we skedaddle and play with our balls?
It's an exceptional Steam Deck game. If you have a Steam Deck and are looking for a very easy pick up and play, there it is.
Hold on. What's the noise? Blah, 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 blah.
Steam Corner. Yeah, Steam Deck, good.
There's a free demo of it on Steam as
Yeah,
well.
you'll know if you'll
you
like it. So go play the demo.
Go play the demo. 20 minutes in, do a couple of runs, you'll know.
How did you know? Because I never told. You found out I got a crush on you. Bye.